You know the saying, people don't break out of nowhere, they break from silence. It's a powerful statement that captures the essence of what we'll be discussing today. We often hear about people reaching their breaking points, but rarely do we understand the journey that led them there. The pressure that builds up inside us, often unnoticed and unaddressed, can lead to explosive moments that seem sudden, but are, in fact, the culmination of years of suppression. Please subscribe to join us. Thank you. Segment 1, The Silent Struggle. Let's start by understanding the silent struggle. It's a common experience for many of us. We wake up every day, put on a smile, and face the world, even when we're crumbling inside. Society has a way of teaching us to stay polite, stay composed, and stay quiet. We're conditioned to believe that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness, and so we keep our struggles to ourselves. But what happens when we suppress our emotions for too long? The answer is simple, yet profound. We break. And often, it's when we least expect it. The breaking point isn't a sudden moment of clarity. It's the result of years of accumulated stress and unaddressed emotions. Think about it. How many times have you felt overwhelmed but chose to stay silent? How many times have you pushed through the pain, hoping it would go away on its own? The reality is, ignoring our emotions doesn't make them disappear. Instead, they fester and grow, building up pressure until it becomes unbearable. Society plays a significant role in this phenomenon. We live in a world that values stoicism and resilience. We're told to tough it out and keep calm and carry on. While these messages can be empowering in some contexts, they can also be detrimental when taken to the extreme. Consider the workplace. Employees are often expected to maintain a facade of professionalism, even when they're dealing with personal issues or overwhelming stress. The same goes for our personal lives. We're taught to prioritize others' feelings and needs over our own, leading to a culture of self-sacrifice and emotional suppression. This societal pressure to stay silent and composed creates a dangerous cycle. When we don't address our emotions, they don't just go away. They manifest in other ways, such as physical symptoms, mental health issues, or explosive outbursts. The breaking point isn't a sign of weakness, it's a cry for help. Now, let's talk about the concept of accumulated clarity loss. This is a critical aspect of why people reach their breaking points. When we suppress our emotions, we lose touch with our true selves. We become disconnected from our feelings and our inner voice, leading to a gradual loss of clarity. Imagine a pot of water on the stove. When the heat is turned up, the water begins to boil. If we don't release the pressure, the pot will eventually explode. The same principle applies to our emotions. When we don't address our feelings, the pressure builds up and our clarity diminishes. We become less aware of our needs and more susceptible to stress and overwhelm. Accumulated clarity loss can manifest in various ways. It can lead to anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues. It can also result in poor decision-making and a lack of self-awareness. When we lose touch with our emotions, we lose the ability to recognize when we need help and when it's time to take action. So what does the breaking point look like? It's different for everyone. For some, it might be an explosive outburst or a sudden decision to leave a job or relationship. For others, it might be a more subtle realization that something needs to change. The breaking point is a moment of clarity, but it's often too late. By the time we reach this point, the damage has already been done. The pressure has built up to a level that is unsustainable, and we're forced to confront the reality of our situation. But there is hope. The breaking point can also be a turning point. It can be the moment when we finally decide to address our emotions and seek the help we need. It can be the beginning of a journey towards healing and self-discovery. So, how can we recognize and address the hidden pressures we carry? The first step is awareness. We need to become more attuned to our emotions and recognize when we're feeling overwhelmed. This means paying attention to physical symptoms, such as headaches, fatigue, or muscle tension, as well as emotional signs, such as irritability, anxiety, or sadness. Once we recognize the signs, we need to take action. This might involve talking to a trusted friend or family member, seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor, or engaging in self-care activities that help us manage stress. It's important to remember that seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. We also need to challenge the societal norms that encourage emotional suppression. This means advocating for a culture that values emotional expression and mental health. It means creating safe spaces where people can share their struggles without fear of judgment. In the comments section, let's hear from some individuals who have experienced the breaking point and come out the other side. A few practical tips and strategies for managing hidden pressures. 1. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness techniques, such as meditation and deep breathing exercises, can help you stay present and attuned to your emotions. 2. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can be a powerful way to process and understand your emotions. 3. Seek support. Don't be afraid to reach out to friends, family, or professionals for support. You don't have to go through this alone. 4. Set boundaries. Learn to say no and set boundaries in your personal and professional life. It's important to prioritize your own well-being. 5. Engage in self-care. Make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. This might include exercise, hobbies, or spending time in nature. Finally, let's talk about the importance of self-compassion. When we reach our breaking points, it's easy to blame ourselves and feel ashamed. But it's crucial to remember that everyone has a limit, and it's okay to reach yours. Self-compassion means treating yourself with kindness and understanding, just as you would a friend. By practicing self-compassion, we can begin to heal and move forward. We can learn to recognize and address our hidden pressures before they reach a breaking point, and we can create a healthier, more balanced life for ourselves and those around us. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, people don't break out of nowhere. They break from silence. It's important to recognize and address the pressures we face, both internally and externally. By doing so, we can prevent breakdowns and foster a culture of emotional expression and mental health. And don't forget to subscribe to KQ Power for more insights into the human psyche. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.